heavy door clicks shut as an office worker steps out of his apartment, offering a slight, respectful bow to an elderly neighbor sweeping her porch. Down the quiet street, a high school student notices a dropped glove, gently placing it on a metal railing where the owner can easily find it. Inside a pristine train station, hundreds of commuters gather on the platform, forming perfectly straight, silent lines. No one pushes. No one speaks loudly. Tokyo wakes up quietly, before the towering offices fill, before the morning trains become heavily crowded, before millions of people begin moving together across the city. Something remarkable is already happening. People are making life easier for complete strangers. Around the world, Japan is almost universally known for its order, its pristine cleanliness, and its strict discipline. But those are only the visible results. The real story begins with harmony. Harmony isn't something Japanese people talk about. It's something they quietly practice every ordinary day. To understand Japan, we first have to understand that quiet devotion. When we hear the word harmony, or wa, we often misunderstand it as mere conformity, a pressure to act the same, look the same, and blend into the background. But to view Japanese harmony simply as a set of strict rules is to miss its beating heart. Harmony is not about erasing individuality. It is about a profound, constant awareness of others. It is rooted in a simple but powerful cultural philosophy. Do not be a nuisance to those around you. This unspoken rule dictates the rhythm of the nation. It is why people stand precisely to one side of the escalator, leaving the other free for those in a hurry. It is why conversations on public transport are kept to a hushed whisper, and why trains arrive precisely on the second. These actions are not driven by a fear of punishment or heavy-handed laws. They are driven by an empathetic anticipation of what the person next to you might need. This profound level of consideration does not happen by accident. It is taught from the very beginning. Walk into any Japanese elementary school, and you will not find a janitorial staff. The children clean the classrooms, the hallways, and the bathrooms themselves. They are not doing this as a punishment. They are learning, through daily physical action, that they are directly responsible for the shared spaces they inhabit. They learn that their actions immediately impact the comfort of their peers. Over time, this intense awareness of others doesn't require conscious thought. Harmony became an inseparable part of daily culture. It wasn't enforced by a rulebook. It became a habit. To truly understand this habit of harmony, we must follow the rhythm of an ordinary Japanese day. It begins in the morning, inside the busiest transit systems on Earth. Millions of people are rushing to work, yet the atmosphere is entirely devoid of chaos. Commuters stand in perfectly organized queues, waiting for the train doors to open. When they do, the people boarding wait patiently for every single passenger to exit first. Inside the carriage, it is silent. There are no loud phone calls, no music leaking from headphones. In a city of intense density, silence is the ultimate gift of respect you can offer a stranger. As the day reaches its peak, we see this harmony scale down to the most intimate interactions. Inside a neighborhood convenience store, buying a simple rice ball and a green tea is never a mindless transaction. It is an exchange anchored in mutual respect. The cashier handles the items with deliberate care, returning change with both hands and a slight bow. The customer receives it with a nod. There is no tipping, and there doesn't need to be. The excellence of the service is simply a baseline expectation of how human beings should treat one another. Then comes the evening, as people return to the quiet streets of their neighborhoods. Here, harmony is measured in small, deliberate choices. It is the meticulous separation of recycling into half a dozen different categories, ensuring the community remains pristine. It is the cyclist who patiently stops, without ringing a bell, so an elderly neighbor can cross the narrow street at her own pace. It is the deep, familiar bow exchanged over a low garden wall. Through this daily rhythm, a profound message reveals itself. Harmony isn't about achieving absolute perfection. It's about making life just a little bit easier for everyone else. Yet, as we observe this beautiful, tightly woven social fabric, an inevitable question arises. Can this deeply rooted harmony survive the isolating pressures of modern Japan? Today, the country faces immense new pressures. The digital isolation of remote work and smartphones. An aging society, leaving millions of elderly citizens living entirely alone. Smaller families, population decline, and the quiet, pervasive epidemic of urban loneliness. When people no longer need to interact with their neighbors to survive, will the famous Japanese harmony slowly fade into a disconnected silence? The modern pressures are undeniable, but if you look closely beneath the surface, you will see a quiet, resilient resistance. The youth of Japan are not abandoning their culture. They are finding new ways to adapt it. Despite the convenience of digital isolation, young volunteers still gather on weekends to clean local parks and riverbanks. Traditional neighborhood festivals are not dying out. They are actively sustained by younger generations who step up to carry the heavy wooden shrines, bridging the gap between the young and the old. In community gardens and local schools, the deeply ingrained habit of looking out for one another is still being carefully passed down. Instead of letting modernity fracture their society, Japanese people are using their deeply ingrained culture of consideration to pull each other back together. Japan doesn't preserve its harmony by forcing people to behave through fear or harsh penalties. It survives because millions of ordinary people choose to practice it every single day. The day finally comes to an end. Night quietly settles over Tokyo. Our office worker steps off the train and walks the quiet residential streets back toward his apartment. The rush hour has faded, but the quiet rhythm of consideration continues all around him. A cyclist slows down to let an elderly couple cross the street. A convenience store employee bows to the last customer of the evening. A child carefully places an empty bottle into the correct recycling bin before heading home with his mother. None of these moments will ever make the news. No one applauds them. Most people barely notice them. Yet together, they quietly shape the rhythm of an entire nation. Perhaps that is Japan's quietest, yet greatest strength. Harmony isn't created by rigid rules, or by engineering perfect cities. It is created by millions of ordinary people choosing, every single day, to make life just a little easier for someone else. One small act of consideration, after another, every ordinary day.